Okay, hi, welcome. So the off season is done, and let's talk about VCT Pacific. Except for bleed, no bleed. So today I want to talk about the upcoming 2025 VCT Pacific season, and I want to make a tier list of all the teams here. So this will be mainly based on the roster moves and their off season performances. So let's start. So let's start with Boom Esports. Boom are the Ascension, not the winners. They're the runners up in the Ascension, but they got promoted because Bleed Esports was removed from the VCT partnership. I won't rate Boom very high. The roster moves here are they no longer have Zesbu, if that's how you say it, in the roster, and they added DOS 9. Now, DOS 9 was previously on Revenant Esports, and he's a pretty good player. So I'm gonna put this team in comfortably in B or C. For now, let's put them in B because they don't have a tier one performance yet. And now let's see if they have any off-season matches that they have played. So okay, not much. Not much, nothing very promising. So I think a C tier, given that they are an ascension team, should be comfortable for them. Next is DFM. Now, DFM last year they were terrible. They did not do well, and hence they did made all these roster moves. So Medusa, Neth, and Anthem are no longer in the team, and we have addition of Art, Gen, Akame, and Jinbong alongside SCs, who is their substitute player. And talking about the off-season performance, DFM did really well. Looking at the Radiant Asia Invitational, they beat Paper X here in the upper bracket finals, but lost to them in the grand finals. And it was a good match. And DFM were looking solid. I'm going to be honest. Last year, I would have put them in D tier straight away. But looking at this, I think I'm going to put them in top of B or bottom of A. Let's put them at top of B for now. Now, next we have DRX. Okay, now this is a funny one. So, DRX, the OG DRX Vision Striker roster is no more together. We only have Marco from that roster in the current DRX team. And last season, they also ended contracts with Foxy9, Buzz, Bane. And just today, the news is that they also don't have Ethan in their roster anymore, so they don't have a full five-man roster. The season starts in 10 days. I don't know what this team is doing. It reminds me of some organization. I wonder who. I really wonder who. So now who did they add? So they added Freeing and Yoonmin to the roster alongside Flashback and Marco, who were already there. And Termine, the suit guy with being the head coach, of course, same. And that's the four people they have on the roster currently. Season starts in 10 days. This is not a good sign. I don't know what this team is doing. Okay, moving on. Oh, so any off-season performances that we can take a look at? The Soup League, okay. So they lost in the semifinals. Fine. Nothing great. Nothing great here either. So I think a B tier is fair for them. Now, Gen.G, arguably the best team of last year alongside EDG and Heretics, arguably. And at the end of the last season, their contracts with all of their players ended, but they re-signed three of them, not with Meteor and Lakia. Meteor ended up going to T1, as we'll see in the next few minutes. And they added Yoman and Foxy9. Foxy9 from DRX. Solo and HSK are still their head coach and assistant coach. And in the off season, did they do any well in off season? I don't think they did. Think so. They lost the grand finals, but they lost a clean swipe. So this team is still pretty solid. I mean, if you have Munchkin, Caron, and Texture, the loss of Meteor is might affect them, but these three are solid players, and so is Foxy9. I'm not very sure about Yoman, but I think he has had glimpses of good plays in the off season. So there's still pretty solid. Great team. I'm gonna put them in S. Okay. Now, globally, this might be a bit controversial. Oh, by the way, don't take any of this seriously. I'm I'm just a nobody doing this for fun. This is not. This does not mean anything. Don't take this seriously. So, globally, sports. This might be a bit controversial. Global just changed their entire roster, including the coaching staff. They This was their roster last year, and also Spin, who was the head coach and big time. And now they added six new players. I don't know if they're planning on making a six-man roster or it's just one of them is a sub. But these are the Darion got added recently, but these are the five playing players. Of course, they also signed Juvenile from the Americas region, who was Leviathan's coach, and Elevated Speaks, who is their assistant coach, who is also very smart. So, how would I rate GE? I think with this roster, this coaching staff, they can cook up really good strats. I'm just curious about how they executed. I think they had good strats last year too. This is a pretty global team. I mean, they are called Global Esports, but do I think they'll do well in the? I think most people will put them alongside Boom, but I think they are at the bottom of B tier. I believe in global. I believe. Let's go. Let's see. G fighting. Okay. Next up is Nongshim RedForce. I'm not sure if I said that right, but it's essentially SPG who won the essential tournament, but they got acquired by this org, Nongshim RedForce. So it's pretty much the same roster with the addition of X Ross. This is what I found out on VLR. It's not here, but they added one more player or possibly a sub, but this is a pretty solid team. I mean, if you did not watch the Ascension tournament of Pacific, you should go watch it, especially the grand finals and especially the final map or the last few rounds of the final map. It was a crazy, crazy match. Really worth watching. So you should do that and you'll realize that this is a pretty solid team. They are good. I'm not going to overrate them and say they are A tier. I think they are comfortably above global, below DRX, somewhere here in the B tier. Let's try not to saturate the beat here, and if needed, I'll move few teams here and there. Let's see. And oh, we did not take a look at their off season. Let's look at global 2 in the meantime. Global. Oh, they had the GE event, right? Oh, they lost to Boom. Should we put them below Boom? Oh, they are. I don't know. You know what? This is not entirely based on. This is a bit of my opinion too. So I get to believe in global. Okay. And about NRF. Oh, their off season's been pretty good. This is not. No. They don't have an off season. Fine. Never mind. These are from VCL Korea. Okay. So it's not tier 1 teams. So I don't want to overrate them. I think they're all right wherever they are. This is okay in my opinion. Next we have PaperX. Okay, so I'm kind of a PaperX fangirl myself. But I won't be biased. I won't be biased. I'll look at the results, I'll look at the roster and rate them accordingly. So PaperX, as we all know, have no changes. They made no roster changes. They had a performance coach last year. I think they don't have the same guy anymore. It's a different guy. But essentially it's the same roster, same five guys, same head coach. The OG PaperX roster. Last season was a bit of a roller coaster for them with the addition of Moniet and then Jing coming back, and then their performance at Madrid, Shanghai Champions. And since there are no roster changes, let's take a deeper look at their performance in the off season. So they won the Radiant Invitational, Asia Invitational, and they won it pretty comfortably. I mean, if you look at this map, they've been switching things up. They've been trying default comms. I mean, you would never, ever expect Jing to play Killjoy, would you? And in four different maps, Jing played four agents. I mean, last season or last to last season, he was hard stuck on Raze or Sage, and now look at his agent pool. This is insane. This is insane. Something has been playing Sova, and they've been cooking. I mean, they've been trying new things, and it's been working for them. Ascent was arguably their worst map. They switched to the default comp, and they won. This was a great map and an overall match. So overall, great performance in the off season. Obviously, great roster, great coach. Everything is good. I They go in S tier for me. Maybe not the best in Pacific, or I'm just saying that so as to not jinx them. But let's see. Now RRQ. Okay, what's the deal with these guys? Huh. So they don't have Elmimore anymore, and they added Kush. Okay, any off-season performances? Anything interesting? I think they played they did play Radiant Invitational. They lost to DFM. Okay. Lost to DFM, lost to PickEMs, and got out. In my eyes, RRQ has always been pretty average team, pretty middle of the pack. I I don't think they're bad. I don't think they're great either. But with this off-season performance and no major roster changes, I don't know if we can expect anything more than what we saw last season. So can we put them in C tier? I think we can. I think we can. Maybe at the end we'll have to spread this out and adjust the teams. Okay, let's see. Let's see. But yeah, this is their new roster. They of course they have Nate Shot as their head coach still, and everything else is the same. Now T1. Okay, T1. T1 is an interesting one. So they don't have Rossi, Saya Player, and Execute anymore. And they've added Meteor, Stax, Buzz, and Sylvan. This is very interesting. Meteor, Stax, and Buzz on the same team alongside Izu and Sylvan. Very interesting. And I think Carpe is their sub, who was there last year as well. But this, on paper, it looks like a super team, no? Buzz, Stax, Meteor. Buzz, arguably one of the best duelists in Pacific. Meteor, very good flex player, and Stacks the IGL. I don't know much about Sylvan, but on paper this seems like a super team. Like seems like what NRG was last year. So should we put them in S? Ooh, and I think they won the Red Bull tournament too, right? They had a pretty solid off season. Yeah, they did. Oh my god. Wait, they've been winning. They've been winning, 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 winning. Okay. Interesting. And these are international teams. Good. But they won against Cloud9. I mean, okay, but still, that's pretty, that's good. There's no reason to not put them in S tier, I guess, at this point. So there you go. T1S. Are they better than PaperX? I'm just gonna say they are, because, I don't want to jinx PaperX. Yeah. Should we put DFM in A? Is that too much recency bias? Maybe we should. I was gonna put DRX in A, but with with the latest tweet, I'm not going to because they don't have a roster and it's 10 days until the event starts. So not good. So let's just put DFM in A. Moving ahead with Talon. Talon Esports. Okay, so nothing, no big changes. And the addition of Primi happened in stage 2 itself last season. We have Frost as the head coach, and this guy has been insanely good at the game. So IMO Talon will do pretty well this season. That's just my opinion. Who knows if it's true? But Talon have never been a bad team. I think they've always done something. They made an international too last season, so that's a reason to put them in A tier. I would say. Are they better? Is DFM better than them? No. No, DFM can comfortably sit at the bottom of A, and we can have Talon at the top of A. Okay, this is good. Now, Team Secret. Secret. I couldn't find any major roster moves for the players. I think they have a new coaching staff now, but with the five playing players, 2G was a sub last year, but he's in the team this year. And I mean, Chessy Vash and everyone, it's the same except for NDG. Anyway, so Team Secret, let's maybe look at the off-season performances. Do they have any? Nothing promising. Okay, no, not really. This is just against Boom. That's nothing really. That I'm sorry with that. You have to go in C tier, Team Secret. I think Secret always have the potential of making an international, but they always somehow manage to choke it. I don't know how, but they do. So yeah, we go at the bottom of C. So does that mean global is better than secret? We don't know. We haven't seen global's 5 man in tier 1 yet. But this is an opinionated list, okay? Don't take this seriously. This is just my opinion. Okay, now we have one team that is Zeta Division. And okay, Laz, who retired, Hiron and Euron no longer on the team with the addition of XDLL, okay, CLZ, and Syota, all Japanese players. Okay, and a new head coach, if I'm not wrong. I guess the off season will speak for itself. Oh, they lost to T1 in the Pacific APAC Plains Grand Final. Okay, so it would have been Zeta instead of T1. I see. They beat Lev, they lost to Fnatic, beat DFM. I'm not sure. Okay, this is coming up in a week's time. Okay, this is the Pacific. Sugar Zero Dep, same from last season. And addition of these three guys. New head coach. I don't know, man. Zeta have everyone just I think overrates Zeta because they won sometime once they won the LCQ and made an international. I think that's their biggest achievement in international play. So that's why people tend to overrate them. But I think for me it's a D tier. So, do we want to make any adjustments? I think S is fine, A is fine. Is it overrating global to put them in B whilst secret and RRQ are in C? Maybe, but I am a believer. But I would like to believe in global with their new roster. It looks really promising. Maybe they're not so good, but who knows? We'll find out. Maybe we can rearrange these in C tier. I think that looks better. And yeah, so this is my final tier list. This is my opinion though. Don't take it seriously, please. Anyway, now let's do the pick'ems. Pick'ems. Okay, okay. Let's go. T1 boom. Okay, I'm gonna go for T1 global secret global wins. DFM RRQ DFM and NRF win here. PaperX T1. I think PaperX wins here. In this match, PaperX will win. Talon Global has to be Talon, Gen.G, DFM. Let's go with Gen.G. DRX, NRF. I'm gonna go with NRF. I'm no longer a DRX believer. DRX boom. I mean, I think we have to go with DRX here. DFM secret DFM global RRQ. Let's go with global. T1 Zeta T1. This let's go with DFM. Let's maybe that's overrating them, but okay, who cares? T1 global. Let's go with T1. PaperX Talon. PaperX. Gen.G NRF. Gen.G. Talon DFM. Oh, I think Talon wins here, and T1 wins here, and PaperX win here, and T1 win here again. And then, oh man, it comes down to the same 3 or 4 teams. It's all the Pacific is so top heavy, isn't it? We still don't know yet, but it's more than likely going to be like this with these three teams at the top. And out of these two, okay, the winner of this goes to the first international, which would be in Bangkok. So Gen.G not making it to an international if T1 wins. Interesting. Should we do that? Otherwise, it's gonna be the same two teams. PaperX Gen.G in the international. Let's have T1 win, and then just to not jinx, I'll have T1 win the grand final as well because it doesn't matter. Both still make it to Bangkok, and yeah, that's pretty much it. That's my pick'ems and that's my tier list. Let me know in the comments if you think this went terribly wrong, or if you agree with me, or if you have any opinion of yours. And yeah, of course, thanks for watching. Do all the good things like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Let me know if you want to see a version for America's EMEA. I probably won't do a video for China because I don't have enough knowledge about the region. So, yeah, see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye bye.